Hello and welcome back to all of my beautiful sun rays. You guys, I woke up this morning and I really wanted cinnamon bread to go with my latte, so I jumped right out the bed. Yes, I woke up like this. I know I look a little ashy and decided it's Saturday morning. We got time, we can make this bread. And I know I'm not the only one that appreciates an easy recipe. So let's get right into it. Let's set our oven to 350 degrees and we gotta grab all of our dry ingredients so that we can get them mixed up and ready to be mixed in. Y'all, this is so easy. I promise you. If you are like me and you like a little tiny bit of sweetness to go with your coffee in the morning, this is the perfect pair. I even like to take this bread later on in the week if I still have some left and use it like to toast in some butter and use it as French toast, kind of. I just don't add any more egg to it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, it's always a hit. Tastes amazing with some eggs. But yeah, we're going to get about 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of sugar, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of salt. Mix all of these dry ingredients together, and then we will prep our wet ingredients. If you follow me on IG, you know, I say sift everything always. All these dry things, sift, and then whisk. Like, it's so important for it to not be clumpy. Also, the reason why my milk is sitting in this little bowl is because another thing that I've learned from my grandmother and my mom, cold things should not be cold when you're baking, unless it's like biscuits or pie dough. I don't know how to explain it, but when I figure out the science on it, I'll give it to you. But when I know I'm baking something like bread or cake, all of my wet ingredients need to be room temperature. They should not be cold. Anywho, I mixed all of my wet things. That was a cup of milk, an egg, and about 1/4 cup of oil. I use avocado. It's neutral and it's not bad for you. That's how I feel about it. And I'm going to mix together my sugar and cinnamon. That's about 1/2 cup of sugar and a tablespoon of cinnamon. You add a little bit of your batter, topped by a little bit of your cinnamon sugar, and then repeat and do a little bit at a time. And then lastly, at the end, I like to put the majority of my cinnamon sugar on the top of the batter because it kind of gives it this really amazing crunchiness on top. And y'all, I am a crust kind of girl. It comes out it's so great. I've definitely made this more ugly than it should have been. It could have been cute and swirled, but I really wanted that crunchy part on top, and you got to kind of mix it in a little bit to get it to be super duper crunchy. So I allowed my cinnamon bread to bake for about 1 hour and 15 minutes total, but I also would love for it to cool off completely before I put my glaze on top. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and make my espresso. Y'all, I would love an espresso machine. However, it's just not in the plans for me right now. That Preheat machine that I so desire is almost $2,000. So we're going to wait. We're going to wait until I can. But in the meantime, my mocha pipes suffice. And you guys, if you want to see more content on how I do my coffee and my love for coffee, please leave more comments below and I will go into full detail. However, there are a few videos that's already up, so please head over. I'll try to link them below so that you can see some of my already previous coffee content. Lastly, let's get into this very easy glaze, which you see me doing, and what I'm about to tell you is probably 2 different things because I prefer a looser glaze over my breads or cakes or anything, only because I don't know, I feel like when it's like super thick on top, like how Starbucks does that lemon loaf with that super thick lemon glaze on top. It's a little too much for me, but I'm gonna give you the super thick version because I know that's what you appreciate. So if you take about a half a cup of powdered sugar, about a half a teaspoon of vanilla, and a tablespoon of milk, you will get a more thicker glaze consistency. But you see how mine just kind of coats the top a little bit lightly? That's how I want it. I don't want that thick glaze on top. I'm gonna lay my little dolly down and set down my bread. Y'all, it's not the prettiest bread. I feel like I've never made it and took it out and it was just like, oh my God, it's glorious. No, but it tastes glorious. And it's glorious with my coffee. And that is the reason why I love it. And I love that little crunchy part on top. Whenever I slice into it, I have to give him the first butt piece of the bread because that's the piece he loves the most. But other than that, oh, the whole crunchiness is consistent. So you get the same crunchy consistency of that cinnamon sugar on top throughout every slice that you slice. Y'all, trust me, it's so good. And it is, when I tell you it's perfect with coffee, it's kind of like coffee cake. It's definitely very similar to coffee cake, but this is my take on that, and I love it. I more so love it with my breakfast, like with everything. Eggs, my sausage, all the things. Pair this perfecto. Y'all have a wonderful day. I hope you find time to bake this weekend, and